Hello and welcome to Bills Game Day Recap. I'm Prescott Rossi in studio. THADRROWN will join us in a moment. The Bills win a ROC fight 14-7. It was not pretty. They got lucky once again. Titans kicker Cairo Santos missing 4 field goal attempts, but the Bills continue to find ways to win, just as they did against the Giants, the Jets, the Bengals. They hit the bye week 4-1, a good time for guys to get healthy as several players went down in this game. Speaking of down, THADRRROWN is down in Nashville. He joins us with his take from Nissan Stadium.
This was a crazy game, Prescott, because, again, the Bills made mistakes, some of them major. Josh Allen's interception leading to the only points of the game for the Titans. But for the 4th time in 5 weeks, Buffalo found a way to win. And, again, it was guys who you wouldn't expect. Duke Williams, of course, had the game-winning touchdown, but Maurice Alexander making plays, substituting for Matt Milano at linebacker. The 3 linemen who had to come in, or at least John Feliciano changing positions, Ryan Bates and Spencer Long. These are all guys that other teams didn't want. And the Bills have turned it into a team that is now 4-1. Now, look, there's no doubt that the 4 missed field goals played a factor in this, or the fact that Marcus Mariota was about this far from throwing a touchdown that would have put the Titans up 14-7. So there's some good fortune when it comes to what the Bills are doing. But you have to be impressed with the way they keep figuring out ways to win. Is it going to last all year? I don't know. Is this the kind of group or the kind of formula that can win a Super Bowl? Almost definitely not. But this year, where the Bills are growing, where they're heading to, it's good enough. And they're 4-1 now, and you look at the schedule, 2 games against Miami, home against Washington, who is terrible, home against Denver, who hasn't been very good. It's hard to imagine a scenario where the Bills don't win 10 games right now. I know. It's the Bills. We've been here before. But the fact that they are manufacturing wins, they aren't pretty, no one's drawing pictures of them, but the Bills are getting it done, and they're 4-1. And you've got to give a credit to them, credit to Sean McDermott, the whole up and down the staff. I mean, look, at this point, you want to knock them for certain things, there are things to do so. They got fortunate today, but good fortune is sometimes a big part of how teams succeed, and this team is certainly succeeding right now.
Yeah, Thad, I think you nailed it. The Bills just find ways to win. They don't make many mental or unforced errors. Now, Josh Allen did have one of them, and there are things to find issue with. I didn't like having Josh Allen risk himself on 2 quarterback sneaks in the first quarter as he's coming off of being in concussion protocol for most of the week. He only practiced once with the Bills. Allen's accuracy was good, highest completion percentage of his career, but he also threw that terrible pick that led to points. And of the 7 interceptions thrown by Allen this year, 5 have turned into points for the Bills' opponent. The Bills will always be in games because of their defense. Marcus Mariota sacked 5 times. Titans were 4 of 14 on 3rd down. Even as guys went down with injuries, other guys stepped up. They may be the best defense in the league. They helped keep it close again. And then once momentum swung their way after the 3rd Cairo Santos miss that could have put Tennessee in front, the Bills capitalized. Duke Williams with a touchdown reception on his NFL debut, the training camp darling. THADRRROWN has more on a player that wondered if this day would ever come.
Duke Williams was kicked off his college football team in Auburn, banished to the CFL, where he rehabilitated his career. But still, there had to be many times along the way where he thought the NFL opportunity might never come. It's that thought that went through his mind today, long before he caught the game-winning touchdown.
The crazy thing is, I was crying before this game in the mirror because it took me a long time to get back here. And I know everybody probably was like, he ain't going to do it. But I just stayed down. I had to humble myself, grew as a man, and start to put everybody else first besides myself. It's not about me, it's about our team, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
We all knew what Duke can do. You guys know what Duke can do. You see it every day at practice. He's a dog. He's a monster. We brought him up for that reason. We knew he was going to make the play, and he came in and made the play.
We all knew that Duke was going to come in here and do exactly what he does every day in practice. But it was just extremely exciting and almost emotional that that moment has finally came for him.
He's special. There's just something about him. He's different, and he's going to keep playing good ball. Listen, we're not giving him a gold jacket yet, but I can promise you, everyone in this locker room loves that dude. The person he is, the player he is. He comes to work every day. He's just the best, man. He's a guy that he's a guy you want in a bar fight.
You know, I had my ups and downs. You know, I was discouraged, and I had my thoughts about just it's over. But God wasn't done with me.
Lee Smith caught the 8th touchdown of his career today. It's something that doesn't happen for a tight end, even though he's in his 9th season, because the guy is primarily a blocker. And yet he said that it didn't even come close to being the highlight of the game when compared to Duke Williams' touchdown catch. Smith added, quote, "If I had caught 10 touchdowns, it wouldn't have been as special as watching Duke succeed." With the Bills Report at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, I'm Thad Brown.
Thad, thank you very much. Great stuff. Taking a look at the final stats, Josh Allen did a lot of good with 23 completions on 32 attempts. No touchdowns. He also had another brutal interception that led to points. But the 98.3 passer rating, the highest of his career. On the ground, Frank Gore came alive at the end of the game. A handful of first downs to ice it. Duke Williams, you just saw. Incredible story, a touchdown in his NFL debut. As for Marcus Mariota, he had a long afternoon, 183 passing yards, sacked 5 times. 3 of them came from Jordan Phillips, 1 coming from Darrell Johnson. The rookie 7th-round pick also got a fingertip on one of the field goal attempts from Cairo Santos, and yeah, he had a day to forget, missed all 4 field goal attempts. The last kicker to do that against the Bills, missed 4 field goal attempts, was Bill's old friend Dan Carpenter. He did that when he was with the Dolphins back in 2010. And the total yards numbers, the Bills hold an opponent under 300 yards for the 3rd time this season. It was a whole team effort. Thad Brown has more on that from Nashville.
The Bills closed out this game with a drive that included 4 first downs, all rushing the ball, with 3 members of the offensive line different than the group of 5 that started. It's just another example of how much effort this organization has put into developing every member of the team and the roster, 1 through 53.
It's a credit to Bean and Sean and Bobby. I mean, they traded for Bates. I think it was the first time ever someone traded for an undrafted rookie. And you see what it did. You see what he did. He played a great game out there. I'm happy for him.
Our coaches and our organization does a good job of getting people here to create depth. And whether I went down or Spence, whoever, they've put everybody in a good position where if anything ever went left, somebody could step in.
I remember in my younger days playing, guys would go down and I had to be ready to play. And, they watch just as much as film as the starters throughout the week. They might not get as many reps, but, Kurt came in there ready to play, and, other guys came in there. Mo came in there ready to play. Lorenzo came in there and started playing Will a little bit. So, guys stepped up and guys, understood their role.
It says that how deep we are, how fundamentally sound this team is. We take attention to detail very well. Our coaches do a phenomenal job of giving us the information to go out there so we can play.
Many of the Bills talked about how great the crowd was, the number of Bills fans who traveled down here to Nashville for this game. Jordan Phillips said, quote, "This stadium was 80-20 Bills. It was a home game for us. The advantage wasn't quite that big, but it was certainly noticeable."
Thad, thank you very much. Now, Sean McDermott even made a point to shout out the Bills' 4-minute offense that closed the door on this one. The game book makes it look simple. TJ Yeldon rushed for 11 yards. Frank Gore for 11 more, then Gore for 19. 2 plays after the 2-minute warning, it was all over. Josh Allen on a bootleg around the left end for a first down. It fooled the Titans, and it also fooled Allen's own teammates.
We didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know that? Was that improvised by him?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was. We have no idea.
Yeah.
What was the call? What was the call? Was
it was just a power O call. And I look over and freaking Josh is running with the ball. So I was happy. I was excited.
Right,
Yeah, for a player with a concussion and being in concussion protocol for most of this week, yeah, I don't think a lot of people were expecting to see Josh Allen run a bootleg in the final 2 minutes of the game. So, the Bills are 4-1 for the first time since 2011. They opened the season with 3 straight wins on the road. Last time they did that was 1993. That season ended in the Super Bowl, and hey, you never know at this point. Now a chance for guys to rest up in the bye week. Devin Singletary still on the way back from an injured hamstring. Mitch Morse, Jordan Poyer, Ed Oliver, Matt Milano all needed to be looked at by trainers during this one against the Titans. Time for them to get healthy and get refreshed. The Bills are back in 2 weeks when they host the Dolphins. New Era Field will definitely be rocking. But until then, thank you for watching Buffalo Game Day Recap. For Thad Brown, I'm Prescott Rossi. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.